this week's No Bullshit Nail Club Wisdom Wednesday. So what are we talking about this week? So as you've seen on the place card, this week we are talking about foreign fills, foreign infills, foreign nail removals. Now, let me just start off by telling you what I mean. When I say foreign, I mean work that is not yours. I mean products that have not been applied by you. There is too much in the way in this industry of people talking about foreign fills and referring to salons that are run by people who are not British. I do not subscribe to that in the slightest. Any salon that is operating outside of how they should be operating, reusing files, not cleaning and sanitizing and sterilizing properly, cutting corners, overfiling, incorrect methods, incorrect products. These salons can be run by anybody. They can be individual techs and they can be high street salons. Now these we refer to as a non-standard salon or an NSS, and that's the only terminology that we should be using in this industry. So when I talk about foreign fills, I am talking about foreign to you, which just means that you did not apply it. So I just wanted to get that straight and out there and put my view across before any of the comments started and any of the controversy was underway. Okay, so foreign fills, foreign soak-offs. This is a massive debate in the industry. I want to know what your thoughts are on this. I want to know your reasoning behind it. I'm going to give you my thoughts on the whole thing and then you can go from there. So as an educator, the first thing that I would advise when it comes to infills, foreign infills, is that we should not be working over other techs' work. So if a client comes to you as a first-time client and she's got acrylic, builder, hard gel, aquagel, polygel, full cover tips or anything else on, and all she wants is an infill and it is not your work, the answer should always be, I can do your nails, but I will need to remove, assess, reapply. There's a lot of reasons for that, so let's dig into the reasons why we would do that first. So why do we not infill other people's work? Surely that seems like a good way to get a new client. It seems like a quick and easy way to make money. And you'd be right to think that. It would be quick and easy, wouldn't it, just to infill somebody else's work? Let's break it down and come back to the beginning. In your training, when we were looking at consultations, that I still see a lot of people aren't doing, let me say something for nothing. If you have not done a consultation, you are not insured. Just going to give the tumbleweeds a time to go past, because there are a lot of techs out there that are not doing consultations, and that's a pretty hairy place to be. Just think about in terms of somebody making an insurance claim and your insurance company saying, okay, so did they disclose any previous allergies? And you go, did they disclose that they're on any medication? Yeah, okay. Did they disclose any allergies? Medical conditions? If you don't do the consult, you don't know. So going back to your infills, which is what we're talking about in the first place, how do we know that we are able to work on a client when they come to us? We have to do a skin and nail analysis, which is a super fancy way of saying, are their nails and the surrounding skin healthy enough for us to work on safely without the threat of infection or any infectious, contagious ailments, if you like, working one way or the other? Are the nails healthy enough to apply product to? And this could be anything from fungal infection to greenie, which is bacterial, Pseudomonas bacteria, or it could be something as simple as their nail plates have been thinned out, overfiled. They could have psoriasis in the nail plate, they could have broken skin around nails. We do this assessment usually by eye when we see a new client, and we make the assessment very, very quickly. We get to see our clients and we have a little look, and we make that assessment super quickly. If there's anything unusual, generally when a client books in, what I tend to see, myself personally as an LTech and other people in the industry, we'll see clients say, oh, I've got this weird nail, can I send you a picture, can you work on it? And 9 times out of 10, that's because a previous tech has told them no. So do be aware that if someone's sending you a picture, they do know that a no is probably coming because they probably had one. In addition to that, we know that once we have done the assessment that their nail is healthy and the skin and surrounding area is healthy, we've looked at their consultation and we know about their medical situation and we know about their medications and any previous reactions and all that kind of stuff. And also, just as an extra, there is a course available for cracking consultations. It is a very short online course, so if you're unsure of what to include and why in your consultation process, for nail tech specifically, there is a very short course available to buy on my website, www.lisajadeacademy.com. Anyway, let's get back to what we were talking about. So we know we can make that fair assessment, and then after that fact, we know that the chosen product that we are applying is suitable. Going back to our foreign infills. So if a client comes to us and they already have a product on, how do we know what's underneath? How would you know what's lurking under there? Do you know for sure there is no onycholysis? Do we know for sure there are no Pseudomonas infections? Do we know for sure there is no fungal nail, psoriatic nail, that there is no over flakiness, that, you know, do we know anything about what's lurking under those products? And the answer is no. It doesn't matter how thin you file that product. You could file it fairly thin and think you could see, but actually you can't. And by infilling somebody else's work, you are essentially negating part of your consultation process. You would not be insured in the event of a claim if that client then discovers there was a problem, whether it was under the previous tech's work or yours, because once you take them as a client, you assume their responsibility. Now, again, it's a bit of a grey area, but let's work on worst case scenario, shall we? Because, you know, always expect the worst, hope for the best. That's kind of my motto for life. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Let's change it to that. Prepare for the worst. Okay, moving on. Okay, so how do we broach this with a client? Firstly, I would always make it very clear in my terms and conditions that I do not work over other techs' work, and that if you want to come to me as a client and you have work on, I will absolutely remove that for you, and I will come on to that foreign removals in a minute as well. I will always remove that for you at a cost, because you have to charge for your time and effort, and we all know that actually soaking off or filing off MMA or hard gel or that kind of thing can be time consuming and difficult and arduous, and you know, none of us really like doing it, do we? So definitely charge for it. But in my terms and conditions, it does state that I do not work over the tech's work, and this is for the client's nail safety. This is so I can accurately assess that I am not only protecting their nail health, but also that I'm going to be choosing the most suitable product for them out of the services that I offer. Now, when it comes to this, I also will always put a caveat into my terms and conditions to say that upon removal, if I discover that their nails are not in a suitable condition for reapplication, that there is a potential they'll be leaving with nothing on their nails. And that is something that I will also then reiterate, because we know who reads terms and conditions, right? Nobody. I will also reiterate it to clients when they book in. So yes, book the removal, book the service, book the time. But if I find greenies, onycholysis, fungal nail, any of that other stuff, once I've removed, you'll be leaving with nothing. So, and it's happened, and I've done it. I've removed a set of non-standard salon MMA acrylics to 9 out of 10 nails having very, very severe greenies on, to the point where her nails had started to separate because of it. So it is a difficult conversation to have, but by putting them in your terms and conditions and making the client aware beforehand, that will negate all of that. Again, little side plug, there is a course, again, on my website, which is here, that covers how to write really effective, in-depth, bulletproofing your boundaries and really protecting your income, terms and conditions and policies. The workbook that comes with it is both online and you can order it. The online content is videos of me chatting to you, and it is available to you to buy at any time. Just go to the business courses section of the website. I do recommend that you get your policies in, because that's what else is protecting you in your business. Okay, so that is the situation with foreign infills. I definitely would advise that you get your ducks in a row when it comes to foreign infills. Stop doing them if you're doing them, and just outlay for your clients how that would work if they came to you. Now, foreign removals, again, this is a hot topic. There are so many nail techs online that do not offer removal of product from elsewhere. They would say to the client, go back to your tech and get them removed. Now, if a client is going from one tech to you, why are they doing that? Why are they no longer going to the tech who applied their product? Chances are it's because they don't align with that tech, they don't get on with them, they no longer like the work that was done, they find perhaps they're too expensive. There will be a reason that that client no longer wants to go to that nail tech. And if you're then telling them to go back to that nail tech for removal, they may well just go back to the tech for an infill and carry on going there, or they'll go somewhere else. They're not going to go back to that person for a removal and then come to you for your new set. It's going to be really rare. Think about it. If you were in that position and you had gone somewhere and you were like, oh, actually, I don't really want to go to that person anymore, but I don't want to tell them. I mean, how do you go back and say, you used to do my nails, but I don't want you to do them anymore, I just want you to take them off for me, because my new tech that I want to go to, she won't take them off? Yeah, no one's having that conversation. So just have a think about whether it's actually viable that you would retain that client if you're going to turn them away. Now, I know lots of people have their reservations about doing foreign removals because of things like MMA. So it's the type of acrylic used in what we would deem as a non-standard salon. Again, people that are not using professional products. It's actually banned in a lot of places because it's like a dental acrylic, so it's very hard, it's not designed for nails, and it is incredibly difficult to remove. E-file, very, 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 very thin, soak off what's left. So make sure that if you are doing removal, you have your gloves on, you have an apron on, you have a dust mask, and you've got your extraction, some sort of form of extraction or filtration. I have a Vodex, and I would not do acrylic or most other surfaces without a really, really strong form of fume and dust extraction. Anyway, that's another subject for another day. So I understand that people don't want to do it because it's time consuming. However, let me just say that I charge for removal. I charge one price for any product to be removed, whether it's a foreign removal, so someone's coming to me from somewhere else, or if a client of mine wants a full removal for any particular reason. And that might be that they want to go from acrylic to builder gel, or they want to go from acrogel to acrylic. If it's their choice to have a full removal and a new set, they get charged. Now, I have one price, and it doesn't matter if it's gel polish or acrylic or acrogel or full covers, or whether it is natural nails or extreme length, it doesn't matter. It's £25. Now, that sounds like a lot, and I can hear the collective gasps of the people that are watching, but I've never ever had anybody question that, because my price is my price. And no, it doesn't take me very long to e-file off a gel polish, especially if it's 4 weeks outgrown or 5 weeks outgrown or 6 weeks outgrown, like I have done before. But having different prices for removal for different services just becomes really confusing. So it's £25, that is my products. If I'm using hand file, e-file bits, my extraction that I'm turning all the way up, popping a mask on if I'm e-filing acrylic off. I don't actually wear a mask if I am filing any other product because my extraction is so good. I only wear it for the acrylic, just in case. So, you know, my gloves and all that kind of stuff, and my time, actually, because getting acrylic off, especially if it's a long set, is a long time, okay? Making sure that you're safe with removals and you're wearing your PPE is vital. PP is vital anyway. I don't know why I'm having to reiterate this, but you would be shook. Charge your worth, and essentially what you're going to be doing is starting your relationship with your new client, because you are accommodating them, you are allowing them to come to you, you are doing what it is they need. Yes, you're charging for it, but if they've agreed to pay that and you make it clear and you're transparent from the beginning, you will gain yourself a new client. Okay, this, for me, it is each to their own, and if you don't want to offer it, then don't, but do be aware, especially if you are a tech at the beginning, especially if you are looking to build your clientele. Yes, we should be picking and choosing who we take, of course we should, and if we don't feel that a service is aligned to us as a business, don't offer it. I'm not here to tell you there's a one size fits all, because you should know by now this is the no bullshit now. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, because it's just absolute lies. However, this is a quick and easy way to get people to come to you by excluding yourself from the market of people that want to come to you but have been somewhere else. You are putting yourself out of play. The other risk that you run is that they will pick the nails off rather than paying, or the embarrassment of going back to their ex-techs. They will pick them off, and then when we come to do our skin and nail analysis, the nail plate, it'll be fucked. Let's be fair. You know exactly what nails look like. I'm looking at you. Nail techs, because we are our own worst enemy when it comes to picking our nails off. These are fresh because I've been to an event recently, but you know, but unless we talk about that, not the event. The event was great, the nails, I mean. However, just bear that in mind, okay? So it's a hot topic, and again, like last week, I think I should be doing this like Hot Take Tuesday, but Wisdom Wednesday is where it's at. I really am interested to know what you guys think about this. Please do put in the comments what your thoughts are on it, what your current policy is, if this has changed your mind or even opened your train of thought into thinking, actually, this is something I could offer. This is another way for me to gain clients. I do offer removal, but do charge for it. Let me know in the comments what you think. As always, if you're not in the Facebook group, do go and join it. It's the No Bullshit Nail Club support. It is a nail group, but it is open to anybody in the beauty industry, and it is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a no bullshit approach, factual information, lots of bits and pieces, Motivational Monday, Wisdom Wednesday, Fuck Me I'm Glad It's Friday, where you can have a mental health run, and Social Sunday, where we share tips that we have found help our social media. This is where it's at. I will put the link in the notes below. If you want to message me at all for any help, advice, guidance, or if you want to train with me, I do have a website. I also have an email address. Here is my Instagram. And I now have a business WhatsApp. How fancy, right? Let me know what you want to see and what topics you want me to cover. And as always, I hope you've had a great week, and I really hope that this has resonated with anybody, in fact. So let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching and being part of the No Bullshit community.